Hi everyone, Joe at OSA. I'm here to talk to you today about African cichlids, my favorite subject. One of the most interesting vertebrates in the world from an evolutionary standpoint. They're like Darwin's finches times 1,000. Very popular in the aquarium hobby. They make a wonderful display. They're very brightly colored, they're active, and they look almost like saltwater fish, but they're freshwater fish and they're easier to keep. We did a segment on feeding dry food, but African cichlids really didn't get their proper attention in that video. So we want to talk today about feeding your African cichlids. African cichlids are a little different than the fish that originally were in the hobby. In the early part of the 20th century, the hobby was dominated by tetras and silver dollars and gouramis. Easy to feed fish. Africans are a little different. They have a long digestive tract and they live on a herbivorous diet, many of the Lake Malawi cichlids. So the foods that we feed them must be high in spirulina or algae. Some of the things that we like to do to keep them healthy is feed them a sinking food that is extruded so that it does not swell with water once it enters their gullet. This is a floating pellet, probably not the best for African cichlids. I actually like the sinking one better. Because it's extruded, it will sink to the bottom and it won't swell with water when they eat it. This is a good food. Don't overfeed your African cichlids either, because if they get bloat, you're gonna have losses. Once a day feeding for most of these fish, and once a week we like to give them a color enhancing food as a supplement. Smaller African cichlids, we can feed them dry foods, like this flake food from OSA. This is a great food. As you can see, fish like this, these are 2-inch demasoni. Flake food is a good food for fish this size. You don't have to give 2-inch fish a huge pellet. Flake food is good. Try the OSA flake food. When the fish get bigger, move on to a pellet food or feed both. You could feed sinking pellets once a week to smaller fish. Bigger fish, you could feed this as the daily feed. African cichlids, when they hit the market in the 70s, what people liked so much about them is that they look like saltwater fish. They are so brightly colored. We really never had fish that were bright yellow and bright blue and bright orange like this before in the hobby. So they really dominated the hobby in the 80s and 90s. Today we use them as a great display because they're very, very easy to keep and they're active and colorful. So what more can you ask for? It's a great fish. Thank you.